This John Boy here, your West Tennessee hillbilly. Look at that face right there. See all the round stuff. All this is due to CERN, y'all. CERN, neutrino research. That's why our skies. That's why people are crazy. That's why everything's all flip and flop. Look at that joker right there. Got some alien eyes. All right. Oh. What did I do? I hit a wrong button somewhere. Then am I still here? Oh boy, I'm tired. Been trying to really. Damn, I spent 14 hours with that squirrel yesterday, except for an hour. But during the period of 14 hours, I spent at least 13 or more. Well, 13 with the squirrel. Oh man, let me get my plasma lighter. Look at that. I keep showing this plasma. See that plasma? It's windproof. I put 140 pounds of air pressure on that with my air blower, and it kept making a noise. Oh, look, there go the popo. There go popo went by. Yeah, as soon as I can figure out what to do with Ouija, I'm gonna start auditing these cops around here, man. I'll probably be doing some jail time, but I'll be getting rich because I'm not gonna do anything unconstitutional. I'm not gonna. Ouija, come on, what is your deal? She will put herself under my hand, so she just wants petted all the time. You're spoiled. You're spoiled. There comes squirrely squirrel. Climbed up this tree and sitting on this branch. Well, there's a couple of squirrels nests up in that tree. Miss Bunny Penny. I thought it was Penny Bunny. How you doing? Hadn't seen you in a while. Have you seen my little rescue squirrel videos I'm doing? I rescued a couple little squirrels. One of them died. I don't know why. I thought it was in better shape. I was feeding them both at the same time. They're living the same living conditions. I don't know. It died in like it was trying to burrow into the. I had some t-shirts, and it just died with its tail curled up on its back. It was weird. But there's some tree knocking going on yesterday for real. I don't know if it was three of them or one of them moved, but I never heard the knocks. I heard it in three different locations, and I never heard the knock come from the same place. You know what I mean? So evidently it was just one of them. Yeah. Well, I heard it. How can I put it? It's hard to explain. This just stuff happens all the time, right? And I just don't pay attention to it. I notice it, but I don't react to it. So that way I can keep noticing what's going on, you know. But yeah, I heard three knocks. And then I heard another knock, which was kind of further off. And then the fifth knock I heard was way off, but it was loud, but it was further off. So all five knocks were going away from me, if that makes any sense. But I mean, I don't have these. Man, I've been listening like Bigfoot Society. I'm a member on the Bigfoot Society thing. But some of these people go on there and they're like, well, let me tell my story. You know, I've had my own encounter, and I don't go, let me tell my story. I say, I'll either say, let me tell you what I saw, or let me tell you about my encounter. It's not, let me tell you my story. As soon as I hear somebody say, let me tell you my story, I'm like, all right, this is made up. And then they contradict themselves in the story, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's all fake. I try to, because look, I know what I've experienced in my life. I know what I've seen with my eyes that aren't supposed to exist. And I know it sounds crazy when you tell people what you saw, but I know I saw it. So when people tell me they saw something, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to accept the fact that they believe they saw something. Unless during their story they just start contradicting it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, you're lying. I can tell if you're lying. I can tell if you believe what you saw. Yeah, I'm not leaving nothing out for 'em. I ain't doing all that gifting stuff. Screw that. I'm telling you, I don't ever want to see another one of those things again, man. I'm telling you. I've never been in such fear for my life, and it wasn't from just dying. It was from being ripped apart, dying. That's how I saw it in my head. I saw my arms and legs getting ripped off, and then my head got ripped off last and thrown. You know, I visioned that while I saw it. That's how massive this thing was. Muscular, massive, just crazy. These clouds were doing something weird, and then I had to put the clothes in the washer, and now they're not. But I'm seeing stuff up in these. Look, there's the eye of Horus, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there's some. How come I can see it with my eye? I can't pick it up. Oh, there it is. Where am I? There's somebody peeking through right there. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of this cycle of Earth. Yep. This fix to be a drag. We're fixing to go back to the Stone Ages, man. I can feel it. This world has come to the end. You only got X amount of time to do it right. Well, it didn't get done right this time, so the world will be destroyed by fire. Last time they didn't get it right and it got destroyed by water. And I think that was actually an asteroid impact. But I don't look. It's weird. I don't believe in round Earth. I don't believe in flat Earth. I don't believe. I don't think any of this reality is real. You know what I mean? It's crazy, and it's not, because we're all spiritual beings, and spiritual beings are not physical. So therefore, this is the only oddity in the existence of everything is this physical world. Unless there's other kinds of physical worlds, this is the only one I know about. And that daggum CERN, man, these people been opening up portals, letting stuff in. The other day, check this out. I was sitting there. All right, I got that Roku Wi-Fi uh, signal generator thing, right? It's kind of like a hotspot. Well, basically, that's what it is, a hotspot. But anyhow, I was sitting there and I was loading on, cranking up my computer. And you know how electronic noise sound, like whatever, right? But it was sounding like a phone ringing. I was like, man, that sounds like something dialing up. But it didn't have the normal, dial up sound. It was weird. It was very faint too. I've been hearing a lot of the same kind of frequency generated. How can I say it? Sounds through all radios and TVs and stuff. Doesn't matter. Even PA. If the PA's sitting there, there's a certain, and you shouldn't even be hearing that. Hey, let me catch up on this chat. I'm a little slow. What? Yeah. See, I don't want to have to deal with them things, man. All right. You know how big a Brahma bull is? You know them Brahma bulls that's got the hump on their back. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine you took the mass of a Brahma bull and put it in an upright creature. that had muscles bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger or the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, I don't ever want to see that again. Now the one I did get a picture of one here where I live on my property, and that thing was jumping and swinging from tree to tree. It was like 20 foot off the forest floor, and it was just jumping from tree to tree all the way, just phew, and it was fast. And it was like the size of a big old, like a silverback gorilla. It had a cone head. I could see that. I was like, I don't know, the way it moved, it reminded me of a chimpanzee because it looked like its arms and legs were the same length. It was just weird. It was like a big black blob mass with daggum arms and legs and a cone shaped head. And it was just going through those trees like it was walking down the sidewalk, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it. But yeah, those scream. Wasn't you on the live stream when they screamed? I think you were. Yeah. I'm with, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what that was. I've heard in real life back in, when would that be? Like 79 or 80, somewhere in there. There was something, because I found a footprint and it freaked us all out. It was me, my brother, and the two next door neighbors. And we're in the woods and we're in this ditch. And I ran across this track and I'm like, let's get out of here. There's a bear. Because it kind of reminded me of a bear. But we took off out of there and got back to the house. And I told my dad, look, I need you to see what kind of track this is. And it took a lot of, man, to get him to do it. But anyhow, he started to go over it because he didn't, he ain't been in the woods in years or whatever. So we started going over there and got to go through a field. And then the woods start up. There's a barbed wire fence. And no sooner, and I don't know if y'all have barbed wire fences out there in England, but you can stand on one strand and pull the other and dip under it. We were just about to do that. My dad had pulled the strand up and was stepping on one, fixed to stick in, fixed to duck under. And something, I don't know, it sounded like it was like 20 foot in front of us. And it sounded like the biggest loudspeaker. I mean, it was louder than a train horn. But it was a roar that sounded like a cross between a lion and a grizzly bear. It just went for like, I don't know how it was. All I know is I was running, and I done run 100 feet or more. And I turn around and look, my dad's still stepping. I mean, he was froze, but he was still at the point we were at when it started roaring. I done left everybody back there, man. I done took off. I ain't gonna lie. Whatever that was, it was shaking every bone in my body. It was so loud. And then my dad called up his friend, which was my best friend's friend. I mean, dad. And they got hunting rifles and everything. Went up in there and they couldn't find anything. And they came back. And I guess because my dad wanted me to take him to where the footprint was, and I did not want to go back in there. But because he did go in there, I was like, okay. You ever had to do something you really didn't want to do? You just got to muster it up and do it. You know what I mean? So I went and showed him. I don't know. It was weird. When we got there to where that print was, it wasn't what I saw. It was totally different. It was like one of our footprints with a big old dog print in it. At where the toe of our shoes would be. But the thing is, there wasn't no dogs. There wasn't no dogs around, right? So I don't know how to explain that. That don't make any sense to me. But I have had something, well, not that similar, but as far as footprints, when I first bought my property, I went to walk around the property line, right? It takes about 20 minutes to walk around it. And I got back to where I started. And where I started, it was sandy, right? There's a daggone big old cat print about that big around in my footprint. So I had a big old cat, and I'm pretty sure it's that Black Panther, was on my property, stepped in my footprint that I'd left 20 minutes earlier. Yeah. So I got in my truck and left. I'm like, because a cat, man, they hide where they're at. They're hard to see. And I was like, yeah. I didn't have my dog with me. And look, I had like a 65-pound pit bull. And this thing had footprints double the size of my dog's footprint. But yeah, the clouds kind of toned down. They were doing some Wizard of Oz looking stuff. What? Oh, if she's terrified of it, why does she feed it? That's like inviting it. I'm not doing it. Look, years ago, and I didn't think about it until, I don't know, 5 years later or whatever, but the trees kind of rotted now. But for no reason, there's no storms, no nothing. There's these two oak trees. They're about, like, I guess that big around. And they were growing. It was like how can I explain it? Like where the stump was or whatever, there was two trees coming up, and they were that big around, right? And this is in the woods, but there's a path that goes past these trees. And it's right at the clearing when you go into the woods. But something had broke those off, man. Broke them. They're about, I don't know, about 3 foot up. But they're broke. I'm talking about broke, like laying down like that. One of them died. One of them's still alive. I need to go up there and videotape that because now, I mean, there's no way the wind picked out two little trees like that. Something had to have broke them off. Yeah, yeah, we're fixing it. Look, the globalist plans are not going to come to fruition. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they're going to have to start all over. What is it? What is it? She's just sitting there looking at me. I don't know why I can't get any views on my videos. I can't get any views on my live streams. I've even tried using OBS and doing a little more. I've been having bandwidth problems though. Hey, when these cops go by up here, look, ooh, everything's getting tangled up over here. Why? Okay. But when the cops come by, I get my mic here and I go, do a little piggy sound. Hey, these cops up here cost me $125 for their lie. I mean, when they pull you over, you're getting a ticket, and they're going to go to court and lie and say you did all of it, and you can sit there and prove you didn't, and the judge is still going to side with the cop. Yeah. The middleman person. There's something weird going on right here. Right there. See the triangle with the round ball in it? Ouija, what are you doing? Yeah, I left Squirrely Squirrel out in the woods. She's free. I'm not there. I hate doing that. Zad, how you doing? I'm doing all right. Oh, we don't really have that problem here where I'm at in Tennessee. I haven't I haven't seen anything change other than the guacamoleans coming up here, but they were doing that when when Trump was president. That's what I don't get, man. These guacamoleans come up here and they're paying cash for land, man. How do you do that? I mean, I don't get it. I've been living in America all my life, and I'm having to pay payments on my land. I couldn't just outright buy it. Damn, I don't know, man. But yeah, I think one of these weekends I'm fixing to go up to Land Between the Lakes, and I'm gonna do a little expedition up there and see if I can run across the Sasquatch or Dogman. And look, Land Between the Lakes ain't about 2 hours away. I mean, it ain't far. The same river that makes it the Land Between the Lakes is only 20 miles from it. You know, you ever heard of Saltillo, Tennessee, or Savannah, Tennessee, Pickwick? I'm right in that area, man. And there's stuff that happened. I mean, if you look at the river systems, you know, the creeks and stuff, you can understand why those big old Sasquatches can spread out everywhere. Because where I'm at, man, I mean, even though there's people out there, there's more secluded woods and farmland than anything. Oh man, I need to go check on these clothes. But no, I don't know what the deal is with the clouds. They've lost their definition. They were looking kind of wicked this morning. And I was like, all right, I'll go do live stream as soon as I get these clothes in the washer. Now it don't look like nothing. Here, I gotta, oh, I gotta go check the clothes real quick. I'm trying to set y'all up for the sky. It's almost impossible. Hang on, I'll be right back. Hang on. Oh. I don't know how I do that. But somehow I can time without looking at a clock or anything. I just feel it. I go in there and it's a front loader washer, and it's on the last bit where it does a little tumble before it opens up the door. I'm like, how do I do this? And I do it with the dryer too, man. I don't look at the clock. I just put the quarters in, the daggone fabric softener thing, come out here. That's when I usually walk the dog. I forgot. Ouija, I gotta walk you dog. Yeah, I gotta walk the dog now. But then I'll come and mess around, whatever, and not looking at a clock or nothing. I'll walk back in there, and the dryer just stopped. I don't know how I do it. I don't know. It's weird, man. And it's like when it comes to traveling, I've got like, I don't know how to explain it, but my mind's like a quantum computer when it comes to time, distance, and speed. It's, I can calculate, man. I'm not trying to brag, but if it hadn't been for my abilities to drive, I'd been in all sorts of wrecks due to other people. Maybe it's because I'm just too careful. I don't know, man. Ouija's looking at me like, you know what time it is? Oh, I might have to give her a little walk. You ready to walk, Ouija? I'm at the stretch wherever. I'm glad I ain't got to deal with that squirrel, but I still am, and it's a different way now that thing's out there in danger. Because that squirrel this morning realized there's another squirrel on its tree. And I was like, oh, I could see that big squirrel sneaking. And I was like, where's Squirrely at? Then I saw Squirrely. And it was coming down. It came from it went to another tree and then got back on that tree from a tree limb tip and started coming in that way. And I yelled up there. I was like, Squirrely, look out. And she saw that squirrel coming. It's weird, man. This is going to be crazy. Because this squirrel, I think, has finally trusted me yesterday. Yeah, because I wasn't locking her up or nothing. I tried to give her some formula this morning. She ate one spoonful, and then, but she was smelling my fingers, and I'd been messing with some pecans, right? Because I was going to feed her some pecans. And she kept messing with my fingers. I was like, she wants pecans. So I gave her a piece, and that sucker eating. I'm like, all right, I'm good now. This thing wants real food instead of, so I ain't got to worry about it. Now I'll try again around noon or something if I see her or whatever. When I see her, I'll make some more formula and let her drink a little bit. Because last night she drank about, I don't know, 5 teaspoons full. She's a little sweetheart, though. She's wild. I mean, there is a difference between that squirrel and the other two I raised. The other two, I mean, they didn't have hair in the eyes when open. So they heard my voice for like a little over 5 weeks before they saw me. This in here was all, you know what I mean, already had fur, eyes open. Man, I'm fixing to move over there in my favorite spot. But I kind of like this spot here. Usually I get that corner. Oh, I'm showing me. I get that corner spot right there where that yellow curbing is. And I'll pull up in there, and it gives me all sorts of room in the summertime. I can open up my doors. I always got Ouija with me. We got Coca-Cola in the mirror. Ouija's my road dog, man. Ouija's my road dog. And I find myself always back up to anywhere I'm at. Because I don't want my tags sticking out to where these daggum tag readers come through or these nosy ass cops. I'm not a criminal. I just love to have my liberty. You know what I mean? My freedom. I just want to be me. I'm not robbing, stealing, killing, lying, scheming. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to make it to the next day. You know what I mean? Oh, I need to walk Ouija. Ouija? Man, it's showing nobody in the chat. Nobody cares. Y'all wait till I get that fiddle out. I got so much stuff I got so much stuff I've got to do. There's not a starting point. Oh, it's so crazy. Well, look, since nobody's in here, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I gotta walk the dog anyhow. Y'all have a good